Hey guys, what's up? I was tagged by Rude Mustang for that one folder for the rest of your life, that tag that has been going around. And immediately I thought about the nums on. It's what I've had in my pocket for the past few days, maybe 4 or 5 days now. And it's a knife that sometimes will just go in my pocket and not leave for a month or two at a time. I've had it since, maybe a couple months after it was released, and I actually had this very one. So I had it a while. I think they've been out 2 or 3 years now. Awesome knife. But to go pick it for my favorite, for my only folder for the rest of my life, probably not. It's just a little over the top, tactical. Maybe, not that great in the kitchen. Although it will suffice, it's definitely got enough blade on there and stuff. But, hollow grinds aren't really made for slicing apples and stuff. Don't get me wrong, you can do it. But they do kind of bind up at the shoulders here and whatever. So, I don't know. And with all my children, or all of my wife and I's children, we cut a lot of food on the go. So, probably out. I could definitely live with it, but there's probably a better choice for me in my collection right now. So for the same reasons, I wouldn't pick the Sebenza. I love this knife. This always makes it into my top 2 favorite knives. And, it rotates. And this probably is my favorite knife. Which is silly to not pick it for the rest of your life. But it's not when you see my choice. So it's an awesome looking knife. First of all, I just love the look of it. You can feel it's high end by how it unlocks, locks, and when you take it apart to clean it, you really figure out what the Sebenza is all about with that pivot bushing and all that. And quick little rant, Spyderco Manix 2s and the Para do kind of have a pivot bushing like this, but it's not like this. You cannot loosen up this screw just the tiniest bit, pop this pivot out, pull it out, clean it, slide the whole unit back in there, tighten this screw, tighten that screw, and be done with it. Spyderco's design, yes, you can tighten these down, and it does keep that tension just right. I know some people complain about Manix 2s and Paras having a little bit of side-to-side. It's because you're not paying $300 to $500 for the Sebenza level fit and finish. But they are using that pivot, but it's not quite the same. I might do a breakdown video and show that if anybody's interested. So, yeah, love the Sebenza. Have for a long time. It's a real classic design. And I love that micarta inlay for working. Awesome. But one folder for the rest of my life? No. The one thing I do really, really love about the Sebenza, and I keep going back to the Sebenza and not showing you this other one because it could really be either one of these, but if I was pressed into a corner, it would be, yes, the S90V military. Had this too for 2 or 3 years now. Just an awesome knife. My favorite Spyderco design. I really don't see that changing. I love the look of the military. Just kind of the flow. How it's kind of arced. I love the edge shape. It's almost a Wharncliffe, and I know that sounds funny, but if you look at this actual edge shape, there's a slight belly along the whole shape, which is awesome in the kitchen. So this is why I picked this knife so much over these two. In the kitchen, which is what 50% of my knife use is, just because it's close, always on my side, and I always keep them a lot sharper than the kitchen knives. If I sharpen my knives and my kitchen knives, people tend to cut themselves and stuff, so I always use my pocket knives. And when we're out to eat, always it's crappy knives, not sharp, serrated stuff to chop through, so definitely it'd be this, because we use this when we go out to eat. to cut up the kids' food. Again, the kids kind of play a big role in why I cut up so much food all the time. And of course the carbon fiber peel ply, it's hard to beat that. And S90V, I think that's going to be a super steal for a long time. I actually don't know how they can go up from here, honestly. I mean, this will keep a working edge forever. Like, if I had to go break down 10 refrigerator boxes, this is the knife I'd grab. So that's, where it would perform over these two. You could literally use this S90V on harsh materials, I would say all day, and maybe have to touch it up at the end of the day. And I'm talking like nylon rope, cardboard, as long as you're not trying to chop concrete in half, this knife is going to be tough enough to do any slicing task that you need a knife for. And another thing that it kind of has over these two, self-defense. I would hate to try to defend my life with a knife, but, if it come down to it, that sucker is pointy. Is thin, so you're not going to want to do no prying. You're not going to use it as a leg up. But for me, my knife uses do not involve that. They involve cutting stuff. One more thing. With gloves on, the military really, really shines. The Sebenza does too because of this conical thumb stud, where you can come right down on top of it. And the 21 design and the classic has this big moon-shaped cutout here, so you can actually get in there and unlock the knife. So. Anyways, but this is awesome with gloves on. And you can get to this line lock easy as well. Very light, a lot of blade length in there. Very comfortable handle. I love the negative blade angle, how the handle's straight, but the blade drops down, and then the belly comes up, so right on a cutting board, it's right at home. Beautiful kitchen knife, and a beautiful anything knife, really. As long as you're not going to beat your knife up. The tip is really thin, but that's why I like it so much. When you go to cut a clamshell pack or anything, it pierces right in there, and you can just drag it around. Then you have this little choil area, so you can choke way up on the blade here if you want. And if I ever need a blade for fine tasks and I don't have a backup blade on me, the wider blade shape here, I put about 3 fingers here, my pointer finger up here, and I kind of pinch. And now all of a sudden I have about a 1.5 inch cutting edge that I can use to do whatever. So if I was cutting those clam packs, kids' toys come in a lot of plastic, you know what a clamshell is. You can poke it right in there and drag it all the way around. No fear of cutting yourself. Some people use this hole as a purchase too, but I get a little bit above it. So that's it. Kind of like a huge razor blade with awesome steel. One knife for the rest of my knife. Folder, definitely this. That's it. I'm tagging into Wilderness. Tagging you, Tom. Take it away. Can't wait to see your choice. And Rudy, thank you so much for tagging me. My first tag. So, thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you on the next video. See ya.